New file, make sure you name it properly. I'm not going to do it because of timing. Don't worry about the first sketch. The first sketch is just to give you an idea of what's going on. What you want to do is he's giving you a vector file right here, or not a vector file, but a blueprint. This JPEG blueprint I just dragged right into Illustrator so I can have it. Hit Command 2, it locks it into place. Now, you have to realize something here. This is an illusion. A lot of you are looking at this blue box going, this is a blue box. That is not a blue box. Watch what happens when you get to your ellipse tool, and I create a circle here, okay? Now, I'm going to unlock that file there and delete it. Now watch what happens when I click on a circle. What's this? It's a box. Okay, so it's not that it's a drawn box, it's just showing that he's selecting the circle. I'm going to go ahead and take my circle here, right here, and I'm going to make sure the fill is none so I can see inside of it. Now, how did he create these? Well, that's pretty simple. You just grab the oval tool here, circle tool, go right to a middle one, and create one. It's a circle. So how did he create the rest of them? Well, he just duplicated over. Now, notice there's a slight overlap. So make sure that your circles match his circles. Right there. I'm just kind of scaling it up a little bit. If you have problems scaling, go to your view. You can get smart guides. Take it off of snap, because snap to point really kind of screws things up. And I'm just dragging it over here. Now once I get one down, see the overlap? Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D. It steps it across for me. Now this here I don't need, but I'm going to highlight all those, hold down the Shift key, click off on the JPEG, and now I have all these circles down here. This is where Pathfinder is. Merge, boom, there they are, they're done. Now my circles match his circles. So I have an eyeball right here, Shift Option goes right for the center, bam, that one's done. Figure out maybe the center point is this one here. If you're off, guess what? Move it over. Shrink it down a little bit, match it. Hey, guess what? Both these are exactly the same over there. Oh, I know that tool, it's called Reflect. Pop, copy, it's exactly the same. I just need to move it over. Okay, so now I have this big tool here. I'm just going to get rid of that and say, all right, now I got to figure out how he did his mouth. Okay, the problem with this here is, what is this here? This is a line. Oh my God, this is a square. So why does he have a square here? You have to understand, why would he have a square here? Well, the only way to figure that out is look at the vector shape here and look at the final. Oh, the reason why I have a square is building the body and connecting the feet to the head. He has a circle. But there's also another thing he's done with the circle. He used the curvature of the circle down here to create the mouth. See, that curve right here matches the curve up here. So that's common sense, just looking at stuff and saying, okay, great, so this line is determining where the mouth is. And look at that, that's how he made this circle. But you know what? That's confusing. Because, all right, I got to click on the circle here, hit Command C, Command B, send behind. I'm using two circles now. He's not telling me this, but he's showing me. Grab a rectangle tool and do this. Why? Because I'm going to click off this. I'm going to click on one of the circles and the big rectangle tool. Because see this right here? This is the mouth. Straight line and a curve that matches the same circle minus my front. Now I have my mouth. See? And now I click on the body, click on this circle, and merge. He doesn't tell you that. He wants you to figure that out. Now, what if your circles are too short? Just blow them up and stretch them a little bit. Fudge it. Come over here and make sure they line up okay. Now have your feet and the body connected. Boom. Now I'm at this stage. Now the rest is pretty simple, because all you have to do is just look at the prep for printout. So we already have that. I don't need that because he did all the work for me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, I could study that and go, wow, so now I understand how he did all that. But how do you create a crescent eyeball underneath an eyeball? Well, I don't care, because I just want to get the hell out of here and get out, go on to other things in life. Well, here's where it shows it. Circle over a circle. So how did he create these? Well, how do we create a circle with a circle? Here's my eyeball. I drag it up so I have an extra one. And guess what? I'm going to drag another one right here, and look, I create a sliver. And all I have to do is minus front. And this matches the eyeball. So I'm using the same circle over and over again, and now I have a dark part of the eye underneath it. Now I'm going to go on the inside. Here's my eyeball. Go on the inside of it. Click on it, minus front. Drop it down to the inside. So I have an outside, inside, just like he does. Okay, I look at his inner eyeball here. He's got another little crescent moon. Drag it up. Match his little crescent. Sorry, I got something talking in my throat here. There's my little smiley. Pop it down. Oh, look, he's got two circles there. I know how to do that. Elliptical tool. Yeah, make one a little bit smaller. Now, guess what? I don't have to duplicate all this. I got one outside, one inside, one inside, one outside, one inside, one inside. Two circles, two circles. Oh, the big black eye. Yeah. He did the big black eye. Guess what? Grab your big circle, Command C, Command B. That sends it back. Grab it, hold down Shift Option. It drags it from the outside, the center point. Brings it out a little bit further. Make sure he has it pretty big. Now I don't even have to worry about this eyeball. Why? Select everything over here. Flip it. Done. Save my work. Now I have to just make sure I position and place this. They look like they're just touching. But if I have to select all of it on both sides, center it, it did all my work for me. I don't have to create it once because I got the reflect tool. Alright, so how do you do the mouth? Because now I have all these circles here. Well, first of all, there's a cheekbone here. Draw that. I'm using Option, Shift to draw from the center. If I draw one, drag it across. So it's a duplicate. So how did he create this? It's rounded. Look at these lines. That means this is very complex. How did he create the smiley face underneath the mouth? Well, the same way how we created the crescent on the eyeballs. He took the mouth, he dragged it down, he dragged it up here and made this part a little bit bigger. And let's just follow his suit. So, how do we do that? Drag it right in here. Send it back. Lay it right on there. This is a helpful hinter. It helps us. Line it up and then match your curves. As I'm just tracing his. So his mouth comes up a little bit. Mine's curving down. So I need to bring this up a bit. Cool. And minus my front. Okay, cool. I got mine matching. Or darn close. So I have an underscore here. I got my cheeks, but now I got this teeth. So he's got straight lines. He's got an inset. So I might have more than one mouth here. So I'm going to just Command C, Command B a couple times. So I have a couple mouths. So if I screw up, I'll figure it out. But now I got to figure out the placement of these lines here. And it looks like he's got a gap here. And he's got a gap here. He's got somewhat in the center gap. Let's make that longer and down. So what am I going to do? I'm going to grab the first mouth and the first line that I did here and do a minus front. Bam. And look, now it matches up. Now, this tooth, I don't want to touch anymore, but I have this section here that's a big piece of a pie, and I want to knock out this. So I'm going to grab my direct selection tool and click over here. See how it selects this big piece here but leaves this one alone? Group it. There it is, so we can see it. Click on this, minus the front, see what happens. Boom, perfect. Now I have one piece, two pieces, but I have this third piece here. I want to knock out. I don't want to touch this, so I'm going to use my direct selection tool. Here it is, Command G groups it. Grab that, select my shift key, hold my shift key down, click this, minus front. Now, notice it did something weird here. Then it looks like it screwed up, and it did. So what do I need to do here? I take this, I'm going to take it out of preview mode here. All right. Okay, it's out of preview mode. And fill it with a color so I know what I'm doing. So I got that one done. Now let's fill that one with the yellow. That one done. So this somehow jumped behind the tooth. I gotta click it, bring to front, and then I just need to select this. So I got this, group it, click this little button, this little gap here. It's my gap maker, minus the front. Boom, now my tooth is all, now I have my gaps in my teeth. Now, 1, 2, 3, all this. Why did I keep this mouth here?
In case you screwed up.
Down the road, in his little folder right here, in his highlights, let's see, he has white and he has blue. So the reason why I kept one of these is that means that this somehow becomes blue. And then the fill in here is not going to be yellow, it's going to be white. And they're not going to be outlined at all. I'm going to stick these on top of this blue field, just like he has them, because it's a background. Now I have to figure out how the hell did he create this little blue shadow here. In order to do that, you have to look at that whole mouth again. Clicking on the teeth, 1, 2, 3. I don't need them, so I'm going to put them over here, but I need this shape here. This shape is going to help me tremendously. This one, I'm going to see how many more I have here. Because I copy and paste a lot of them. Good, now I have them. All right, so here's my teeth. This one is going to become this shadow. So how did he do this? Well, I personally know that this shape matches this, but this looks like a rounded corner something. Probably a rounded corner tool right like this. It's a guess, and it landed pretty good. Doesn't tell you that, but you have to figure that out. Now, I just have to adjust the placement position of the fangs, if you will. I call these the fangs. Highlight both, minus my front. See how it looks like fangs now? It's not fangs. This is a drop shadow that's placed on top of everything. So here's my teeth. It even has a slight gradient almost. It's kind of funny. We'll have to do that a little bit later. But for right now, I'm going to pop those there, and I'm going to shrink them just a hairline so I get a little bit of that black outline so you can see them. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this outline here, get rid of the black. I'm going to click on my ghost. I'm going to fill it with orange right now so we can see what the heck's going on. So this will become a shade. Now this, I don't need an outline around because it's not needing an outline. And it has no opacity because it's somewhat see-through. And I bet if I stick this on top of this, it matches my teeth. And it looks like a shadow, which it does. Now all I have to do is just go in there and start filling all these with colors and gradients and use the palette that he gave me right here. So I already have the palette. It's already done for me. So I can make them anything I want. So let's go with blue. So it's right here. Highlight blue, copy. See you later, don't save. Here's mine. Paste the blue guy here. So watch this. I click on my palette here, my teeth, use my eyedropper tool and click on his thing. Now it's just the same opacity. I click on the blue behind my teeth, not the white, but the blue. There it is. And then I need to zoom in on his blue. And use the eyedropper tool. Now he has no opacity behind that thing. Wow. I didn't see how it turned brown? That's because the orange is there. So that means I need to copy C, copy B, and fill that one with white. Maybe it'll be less brown. So that makes it a little trickier. How do you do this fill here? I click on this, and I click on this. Click on this, click on this. Click on my cheekbones, click on his cheekbones. And now you can start to see it starting to look just like his. The only difference is that he has an offset one in here, and we can do that later, but that gives you all the cheat sheets that you need to accomplish what he did. But you can see how I'm just taking that complex mouth. There's this little outline here. Let's go delete that. What is that? Block. Click on this. Up. Click. Cool. Now I have these teeth that are like almost not matching, not lining up. So when I zoom in, I can see that they're becoming buck teeth over the mouth. I just tuck them onto the blue a little bit more. Shrink them in a little bit. Because we can scale universally. We can craft this how we need to. It's an illustration. Remember, this class is an introduction to Adobe Illustrator. I'm giving you a junior level illustration tutorial. The main thing is that you can get the gist of it and try to figure out how to use the minus fronts, the opacities, the shading, and all that techniques to give you a huge leap forward and a huge advantage of how to use Illustrator. The eyedropper tool kind of sucks up the color for you. The shapes are there, but you have to start in your mind going, oh, he minus the front there. Oh, that kind of looks like this. It helps you do all this. Gives you those layers. And we talked about layers. We talked about minus front. We talked about how to create a crescent moon. We did that with the masking technique. So this will elevate you because this will bring your sense of awareness to look at art and dissect it. So then you can illustrate it. Now I can't teach that any more simpler than that. That's where you're going to have to, if you get stuck and you still don't get it, that's going to be your struggle. That's where you're going to have to figure out in the manner that you can figure out for your learning lesson. But what I want you to do is at least understand how these shapes work. And I want you to understand how the gradients flow. And then be able to fill them with colors. That's a very simple process. But I just did in 5 minutes all the hardest work that you can do on the ghost. And I hope that you can accomplish this. Now, just because I did it my way doesn't mean there's 10,000 other ways of doing it, because there is. Try different ways to accomplish it. My big trouble spot is the secondary ghost. I know how to reduce the ghost, but here is called a miter line. And you'll notice that the curve, not only is it perfectly uniform with the ghost, but if I just took the ghost and shrunk it, my lines are going to be still peaking in the tents. But look at his miter lines. His are curved. That's when you start building this, you're going to go, how the F did he do that? And that's where miter line is going to come in handy with you to kind of look at that and go, oh, okay, I need to adjust this, this, and this. And we'll discuss that next week. Meantime, just hack at it. Hack it the best way you can hack at it. And I hope you get frustrated. I hope you get troubled. I hope this frustrates the crap out of you. Realize this. I am pushing you through a freshman, sophomore, to a junior level design class all in one. The main thing is the tools are there, but I'm advancing you so fast and so quickly that your brain is so used to a certain regimen of knowledge that it can only take in, but that's based on a old school system methodology that technically is slowing your brain and your knowledge of how you can get wisdom faster, rather than this new technology, which is get through it, get it done, solve the problem. because your mind actually thinks faster that way. It's more creative that way. It can come up with more solutions that way if you're pushed through it. Later on, you'll be like, I don't know how I did that. Okay, but you did it. That's what matters. So if you struggle hard and you need more steps, there's lynda.com. We have free tutorial. You can call CSN and ask for a tutor to help you. If you are still stuck, the books for this class give you anal step-by-step instruction, like beyond anal. It's like sad. Because I don't want this class to be like, let's draw a circle. Let's color the circle blue. Now let's add a stroke. That will give me a stroke. Because that means that you guys are complete idiots, and I don't know. Each of you are geniuses, and I want to apply this wisdom to geniuses. I want you to expand your knowledge fast and quick because your minds are amazing, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Because that's exciting. So good luck on Norbert, and have a good week. If you have questions, feel free to email me.